This is the sunset in the Bay of Naples at Sorrento. Beautiful clear sky. And that's Mount Vesuvius. Today is the Friday. What you see at the center is the actual Vesuvius now. There's the main crater on top of that mountain. But what is around it is what is called the crater, Summa crater. Summa means the peak, but that's not actually the peak. It was what the eruption of the Vesuvius in the 79 AD left of the mountain. And the sun has set. This is now a journey to the summit of the Mount Vesuvio, as they call it, or Vesuvius in English, and Vesuvio as they call it in the Italian. Our car is exactly the same as what is ahead, what's in the front. Oh, the gate. That's the national park. So you have to go through the gate. The next street was best, but I don't think they will give it to anyone. This is the safari of the Vesuvio. To see the most famous volcano in the world, probably. And this is actually the only volcano that you can take a tour, bus tour to the top of it, to the summit, and look down at the crater. As a tourist, there is no other place in the world that you can do that. It's not a sport, it's not anything, it's just for tourism. And these are our other fellow passengers. Bay of Naples, I think. Oh no, that's the environment change. From large trees now we are in the kind of savanna vegetation area. And it means that we are closer to the summit of the Vesuvio. And as you see here, sorry darling. that one blew up when the Vesuvius fell in the Pompeii. So this new mountain you see here is a new one. It's a small, much smaller than the other one. Oh, it's cool. See for the first time the actual mountain. You're getting headache. We are now looking down at the I think that's a plane that ends in the Sorrento.
Så nu kan du stoppe med at ryge, så finder man også. Ja. Jeg tror, der er nogen, der er derovre.
That's Mount Somma. That's the plain underneath, and that's the Vesuvius itself. Okay, the vegetation is now completely changed on the outskirts of the Vesuvius. We are now going in a circle around the summit to reach it. So that is the Bay of Naples. That end is Sorrento. I suppose what you see there probably is Pompeii. Very pompous. And the rocks you see, they're lapilli here. What you see is lapilli. And okay, I found a few pumice and a few other pieces of the lava with xenoliths in them. But mostly you see lapilli. This is the material that buried the Pompeii. And here you see the patterns of erosion, because it's just a soft material, easily washed away by the rain or in the snow if it is coming here. Only harder bits like this, which can be a big lump, yet holding to the ground. Can be a lava sheet here. As you see, it's layered. But again, this is an island is a raft of lava among a sea of lapilli. Lapilli means pea-sized stones. Lapil means peas, I think that's a Latin word. Okay, up to now that is a little bit, the slope is not much. That's the plain. That's the initial slope of the Somma crater. And this is the actual cone of the new Vesuvius. That's a new volcano created after the 79 AD Plinian eruption. The last eruption of the Vesuvius was in 1944. It seems that it broke down several of the airplanes of the Allies, B-22 airplanes, like bombers, I think. And another raft of the lava Well, of course, solidified lava. You see the layering, and then again, pumice. It shows a succession of this. When it is containing too much water, it goes explosive, changes to this material, lapilli, rounded through the movement in the atmosphere. Of course, explosive, shattered. Then you have lava. This is the dent on the map, on the aerial photographs. Google Earth, if you look. That's the dent. It's a gully, actually, this dent. It's a gully of soft material. Has been washed. So they have to build a bridge here just to accommodate this. And the gully is there. So this is a gully of soft material. You see layering. I can see at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layering of the eruption on that. The color of the lapilli is almost kind of salmon pink, pale salmon pink. There are of course parts which are like this grey green, and they are probably olivine rich. In this one I can see olivine, crystals of olivine, and this is near the top that we see this change. We are now in the few meters before the platform which looks into the crater. Look again, that salmon pink, palish kind of lapilli with the stones which are grey green, olivine rich, I suppose, or with olivine, some olivine, not rich, with some olivine. You could see some phenocrysts, larger crystals in a smaller crystals matrix. And here you see clearly layering of the softer material with the harder erupted kind of, not basaltic, these are not bad, they're more like trachyte, and some too. Oh, here.
I think my sunglasses.
What?
I think my sunglasses.
Okay, here. Why are you so nervous?
Can I put them back in my bag?
Yes, please.
That's fine, that's like the top. It's not cover.
Ooh. Huh? Hello, hello.
Hello.
Nice
Just
to see
a
you.
minute, and then we will give information about the volcano.
Thank you.
Already paid for the service.
Yes, thank you. And this is a little shop that I have in the top of the volcano. You can see different kind of materials. Of course, these are not local. This is a gate. These are kind of covered with a gallon. Of course, a lot of beads and this is a kind of basalt, I think, from a different region. From here. Is it local? And Vesuvius, the volcano and its history. Beautiful books. And little minerals. You can buy a mineral box. Do you want?
No, okay.
Box of mineral from here? They're beautiful, I'm saying you. They're all local. Biotite, lava rosa, granato, calcite, cavallella, pumice, sandino, and that is Vesuvius senere. This is the lapilli. And a bigger sample with fossils and some other material. Very interesting. Napoli Vesuvio. And of course, sulfur. Looks very interesting. You like some wine? No? You're not drinkers?
היה מים, נכון? ויצא עשן. פה לא רואים כלום, וגם הרגש עדיין יכול תסתכל. תקרא להם.
Somebody is talking Hebrew behind us. Yeah, tour. There is a tour. That's the actual crater itself. Yeah, what you want? Sorry, what you thought you wanted to?
היינו עם החומרים? עם החומרים? כן. פיליפינים היה.
Different colors. I think this is the latest eruption from 1944, this part. It looks fresher. Those are the older eruptions. And in 1920, I think, 24, I have seen a photograph that was full up to that level. That white line you see there, that was full up to that level. And there was a little cone in the middle here. But then since then, the lava has been, okay, all of it was erupted. So the top of it was just a little crust and under it was hollow, so it collapsed. In 1944, again it erupted, came a little bit higher. And when it was overflowing, it left here this reddish lava, which then flowed that side down toward the... We are now at the top of the Mount Vesuvio. That is a crater looking down. Okay, that is now our west. Then this is south. This is east. And this is north. So that's the north facing wall. You see several layers of rocks. Those are the different levels of the lava. That's the lava eruption of 1924. That reached that level, filled up to the crater, to the top. Then a little cone was in the middle. But the crust, when the lava subsided, the rest of it was erupted. The lava, because underneath was nothing, the crust crumbled. And those debris you see are there. And then in 1944, it erupted again with this layer. This layer. And reached that level and went down all the way down, this reddish section. Okay, this is the crater of the Mount Vesuvius. What I want to show is that the unconformity between the two layers of lava. That's the lower part, which is mostly eroded lapilli-like. And the top one, which is a effusive or the lava tape. And that's the 1944 lava, I think, flow, as you see. You see the difference? It's completely sheeted, or sheety lava. Sheet means like a plane. And that's the contact between them. You see the different angles, so they're not the same tape. And yet here you see another evidence for another eruption earlier. Different angles. You see a conformity between the two. Which is quite interesting. And then that layer, actually, if I follow it from there, you can find it again on that side. And probably can trace it all across, almost. And you can walk around all the way.
Talk about the last eruption and about the next eruption.
Oh, I hope it's now.
You are in time. Where is your hotel? Of course. So the last eruption was in 1944. Was a little eruption. It just destroyed 2 villages, but nobody died. Nobody died. That's why it was a little eruption. Because for 400 years this volcano was an effusive volcano. It means that during its eruptions it just ejected lava. Lava is dangerous, of course, but it's not like in the movie. Lava it's something really slow, so it's easy to run away. It's easy to evacuate the village. That was happened in 1944. Nobody died because of the lava. 15 people died because of the heart. The problem is that after the eruption 1944, the crater changed. The crater was totally different before the eruption. The crater was full of solid lava. There was a platform of lava and it was possible to work on it. In the middle of this platform, there was the most important thing, and I'm going to show you what was. This picture was made from this side, where we are. Do you see? There was a platform, and there was this little volcano inside of the crater. This little crater was the chimney, and was really, really important, because from this chimney, the gas came out. The gas from the chamber of magma came out. In this way, the pressure was stable, and every eruption was a little eruption. Every time was under control. But after the eruption 1944, the crater collapsed on itself. And now it's totally different. Now it looks quiet, it looks dormant, it's sleeping, it's true, but this crater is the worst one possible. It's the same crater we had before the eruption 79 AD. The eruption that destroyed Pompeii. Probably the reason why you are here, because of Pompeii. Now, it's impossible to know when we will have the next eruption, but we know that we will have an explosive eruption. We just remember two explosive eruptions, in 79 AD and in 1631. The next one, generally after an effusive cycle, the volcano needs 150-200 years for an explosive eruption. The last one was 72 years ago, so maybe I am the luckiest man in this area. But we need a really good observatory, because this is the most dangerous volcano in the world. Not because it's the strongest one, not because its activity is so high, exactly. Because of me, because of my family, because of the people. If you go to Japan, if you go to South America, there are other volcanoes, really dangerous, bigger than Mount Vesuvius, but nobody lives there. Those volcanoes are really good for National Geographic documentary, but nobody lives there. Here the problem is that we are 3 million of us, 3 million people. So during the eruption of 79 AD, 3,000 people died. Pompeii, Herculaneum, Stabia. Now the next one will be dramatic. But our observatory, it's a really good observatory. They work 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, at least I hope so. And they are supposed to predict an eruption 3 or 4 weeks before it. It's not so much time, but it should be enough for an evacuation. At least for normal people, but we drive in a crazy way our cars, and maybe we will have the problem of ourselves. We have a plane on evacuation, but it's a fantasy story. It's something that never will happen. Down there are 20 little villages in the red area. Every village has a twin village in Italy. My village has the twin village in Basilicata, a little region in south of Italy. So, if they say that eruption is going to happen, we should take a bus, a public bus, and we should go to the twin village. But you can understand that nobody will think about the bus. Nobody takes its bag and say, okay, let's travel, let's go around. No, but everybody will think about themselves. Everybody will take the car, and everybody will go somewhere.
Now this is a great view over here of Vesuvius on the other side with the lava flow. Can you see?
Yes.
Between the two peaks.
Yes.
Brown material, that's the... So this is the area in Norman Lewis's book, where he talks about the lava flow coming into the city.
Yeah.
So it's coming towards the city as opposed to on the coast. And he went through a little village called San Sebastiano. And in his book he talks about them getting the statue out from the church to stop the lava flow. Anyway, it wasn't very good, San Sebastiano, so then they brought in San Gennaro, who was supposed to save Naples. And then it stopped, you see. There you go.
So
Another
Sebastian
miracle.
was a bit useless.
Yes, he was. San Sebastiano, yeah, he wasn't.
But
So
Gennaro
the village
did the
was,
trick.
yeah, Gennaro, the big guns.
Yeah, that's good.
But you can see how, as you're coming around the volcano, you see it from a completely different viewpoint.
Yeah.
That's the older one.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Like a glacier.
And all the, you know, when they talk about, you know, heaven forbid there being an eruption, and they talk about all the area, you know, to evacuate, it's all on this side. Yeah, all on this side that you're supposed to come down, not the side of the motorway.
This is the sunset in the Bay of Naples at Sorrento. Beautiful clear sky. And that's Mount Vesuvius. Today is the Friday. What you see at the center is the actual Vesuvius now. There's a main crater on top of that mountain. But what is around it is what is called the crater, Suma crater. Sumum is the peak, but that's not actually the peak. It was what the eruption of the Vesuvius in 79 AD left of the mountain. And the sun has set. This is the garden of or terrace of infinity in the Ravenna in Campania, Italy. And as you see, this is really infinity. What is beyond there, yeah, it's other parts of Italy, Sicily, who knows? And it goes like that. Nothing is between you and Africa in this direction. And then you come down there and you see these terraces. I think the Italians probably have learned this from when they were going to voyages to Southeast Asia and especially China. These are all vegetable growing and fruit growing areas, mostly vegetables. That is the terrace of the infinity. We started here, we finished this here. This is the sunset in the Bay of Naples at Sorrento. Beautiful clear sky. And that's Mount Vesuvius. Today is the Friday. What you see at the center is the actual Vesuvius now. There's a main crater on top of that mountain. But what is around it is what is called the crater, Suma crater. Sumum is the peak, but that's not actually the peak. It was what the eruption of the Vesuvius in 79 AD left of the mountain. And the sun has set.